देशतारिणे सुख सनातने ब्रह्म प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिवसदि गौरा भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 नमः कृष्ण यादवाय नमः पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपा तमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानंद माधवं श्री चैतन्यमीश्वरम् Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Today we will continue with the compilation of the Sri Krishna Chaitanya book. Today's chapter is entitled Comparing the Opulence of the Goddess of Fortune and the Gopis of Vrindavan. Srivas Thakur and Swarup Damodar engage in friendly banter. Friendly. CC Madhya 14.203
শ্রী রাধা সেবক শ্রী স্বরূপ ও শ্রী লক্ষ্মীনারায়ণ সেবক শ্রীবাসের সংলাপ শ্রীবাসের স্বীয় ঈশ্বরী ঐশ্বর্য গর্ব শ্রীবাস হাসিয়া কহে শুনো দামোদর আমার লক্ষ্মীর দেখো সম্পত্তি বিস্তর
At this time, Srivas Thakur smiled and told Swarup Damodar, my dear sir, please hear. Just see how opulent my goddess of fortune is. CC Madhya 14.204
বৃন্দাবনের সম্পদ দেখো পুষ্প কিশোলয় গিরি ধাতু শিখি পিঞ্জ গুঞ্জ ফলময়
As far as Vrindavan's opulence is concerned, it consists of a few flowers and twigs, some minerals from the hills, and few peacock feathers, and the plant known as gunja. CC Madhya 14.205
কৃষ্ণের ব্রজগমন হেতু লক্ষ্মীর ক্রোধ অভিমান বৃন্দাবন দেখিবারে গেলা জগন্নাথ শুনি লক্ষ্মী দেবীর মনে হইল আসোয়াদ
When Jagannath decided to see Vrindavan, he went there, and upon hearing this, the goddess of fortune experienced restlessness and jealousy. CC Madhya 14.206
এত সম্পত্তি ছাড়ি কেনে গেলা বৃন্দাবন তারে হাস্য করিতে লক্ষ্মী করিলা সাজন
She wondered, why did Lord Jagannath give up so much opulence and go to Vrindavan? To make him a laughing stock, the goddess of fortune made arrangements for much decoration. CC Madhya 14.207
তোমার ঠাকুর দেখো এত সম্পত্তি ছাড়ি পত্র ফল পুষ্প লোভে গেলা পুষ্প বাড়ি
Then the maid servants of goddess of fortune said to the servants of Lord Jagannath, why did your Lord Jagannath abandon the great opulence of the goddess of fortune for the sake of a few leaves, fruits and flowers, and go see the flower garden of Radharani? CC Madhya 208, 14.2
এই কর্ম করে কাহা বিরক্ত শিরোমণি লক্ষ্মীর অগ্রেতে নিজ প্রভুর দোহানি
Your master is so expert at everything, but why does he do so much things? Why does he do such things?
শাস্তি প্রদান। এত বলি লক্ষ্মী সব দাসী গণে কোটি বস্ত্রে বাঁধি আনে প্রভুর নিজ গণে।
In this way, all the maid servants of the goddess of fortune arrested the servants of Jagannath, bound them around the waist, and brought them before the goddess of fortune.
So Vilas Thakur is comparing the islands of Lakshmi to the endowment
So,
forest.
so Srivas Thakur is comparing the opulence of Lakshmi to the Vrindavan forest.
And so the Aishwarya is addressing the Madhurya.
So the Aishwarya is addressing the Madhurya.
Opulence addressing the sweetness
So the opulence is addressing the sweetness
of
of Vrindavan. CC Madhya 14.210.
লক্ষ্মীর চরণে আনি করায় প্রণতি ধন দণ্ড লয় আর করায় মিনতি।
When all the maid servants brought Lord Jagannath's servants before the lotus feet of the goddess of fortune, the Lord's servants were fined and forced to submit. CC Madhya 14.211.
রথের উপরে করে দণ্ডের তারান চোর প্রায় করে জগন্নাথের সেবকগণ।
All the maid servants began to beat the Ratha car with sticks, and they treated the servants of Lord Jagannath almost like thieves. CC Madhya 14.212.
স্বীয় প্রভু জগন্নাথকে প্রত্যাপনার্থ সেবকগণের প্রতিজ্ঞা। সভৃত্যগণ কহে জোর করি হাত কালি আনি দেব তোমার আগে জগন্নাথ।
Finally, all of Lord Jagannath's servants submitted to the goddess of fortune with folded hands, assuring her that they would bring Lord Jagannath before her the very next day.
So the servants of Lord Jagannath
So the servants of
assured goddess of fortune that tomorrow they would bring Lord Jagannath.
So the servants of Lord Jagannath has assured the goddess of fortune that tomorrow they would bring Lord Jagannath. CC Madhya 14.213.
তৎশ্রবণে লক্ষ্মীর ক্রোধ শান্তি। তবে শান্ত হইয়া লক্ষ্মী যায় নিজ ঘর আমার লক্ষ্মীর সম্পদ বাক্য অগোচর।
Being thus pacified, the goddess of fortune returned to her apartment. Just see, my goddess of fortune is opulent beyond all description.
Now, Vilas Thakur was the incarnation of Narad Muni.
So Srivas Thakur was the incarnation of Narad Muni.
So he was glorifying the opulence of goddess of fortune.
So he was glorifying the opulence of goddess of fortune. CC Madhya 14.214.
লক্ষ্মীর ঐশ্বর্য বর্ণিয়া শ্রীবাসের স্বরূপকে পরিহাস। দুগ্ধ আউটি দধি মথে তোমার গোপীগণে আমার ঠাকুরানী বৈশে রত্ন সিংহাসনে।
Srivas Thakur continued to address Swarup Damodar. Your gopis are engaged in boiling milk and churning yogurt, but my mistress, the goddess of fortune, sits on a throne made of jewels and gems. CC Madhya 14.215.
শ্রীবাস বচন শ্রবণে প্রভুর রাগমার্গীয় ভক্তগণের হাস্য। নারদ প্রকৃতি শ্রীবাস করে পরিহাস, শুনি হাসে মহাপ্রভুর যত নিজ দাস।
Srivas Thakur, who was enjoying the mood of Narad Muni, thus made jokes. Hearing him, all the personal servants of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu began to smile. CC Madhya 14.216.
প্রভু কর্তৃক শ্রীবাস ও শ্রী স্বরূপের ভজন বৈশিষ্ট্য বর্ণন। প্রভু কহে শ্রীবাস তোমাতে নারদ স্বভাব, ঐশ্বর্য ভাবে তোমাতে ঈশ্বর প্রভাব।
Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then told Srivas Thakur, "My dear Srivas, your nature is exactly like that of Narad Muni. The Supreme Personality of Godhead's opulence is having a direct influence upon you." CC Madhya 14.217.
ইহ দামোদর স্বরূপ শুদ্ধ ব্রজবাসী, ঐশ্বর্য না জানে ইহ শুদ্ধ প্রেমে ভাসি।
Swarup Damodar is a pure devotee of Vrindavan. He does not even know what opulence is, for he is simply absorbed in pure devotional service.
So, in Dwarka, the opulence is a major thing.
So in Dwaraka, the opulence is a major thing, is the major thing.
But in Vrindavan, pure love of Krishna is a major thing.
But in Vrindavan, pure love of Krishna is the major thing.
So, Srivas was admiring the opulence of the goddess of fortune,
So Srivas was admiring the opulence of goddess of fortune.
but Lord Chaitanya was appreciating the pure devotion of the Vrajavasis.
But Lord Chaitanya was appreciating the pure devotion of the Vrajavasis. CC Madhya 14.218.
স্বরূপ কর্তৃক ব্রজের মাধুর্য গরিমা বর্ণন। স্বরূপ কহে শ্রীবাস শুনো সাবধানে, বৃন্দাবন সম্পদ তোমার নাহি পরে মনে।
Swarup Damodar then retorted, "My dear Srivas, please hear me with attention. You have forgotten the transcendental opulence of Vrindavan." CC Madhya,
So,
sorry,
now I will tell the
so Swarup
opulence of now.
So Swarup Damodar is now going to tell the opulence of Vrindavan. CC Madhya 14.219.
মহাবৈকুণ্ঠের ঐশ্বর্য বৃন্দাবন ঐশ্বর্যের এক কণ মাত্র। বৃন্দাবনে সহজে যে সম্পদ সিন্ধু, দ্বারকা বৈকুণ্ঠ সম্পদ তার এক বিন্দু।
The natural opulence of Vrindavan is just like an ocean. The opulence of Dwaraka and Vaikuntha is not even to be compared to a drop.
Wow.
Wow. Haribol, Vrindavan ki jai. Chaitanya CC Madhya 14.220.
কৃষ্ণের বৃন্দাবন ধাম বর্ণন। পরম পুরুষোত্তম স্বয়ং ভগবান, কৃষ্ণ যাহা ধ্বনি তাহা বৃন্দাবন ধাম।
Shri Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. full of all opulences, and his complete opulences are exhibited only in Vrindavan Dham. CC Madhya 14.221.
চিন্তা মণিময় ভূমি রত্নের ভবন চিন্তা মণিগণ দাসী চরণ ভূষণ
Vrindavan Dham is made of transcendental touchstone. Its entire surface is the source of all valuable jewels, and the Chintamani stone is used to decorate the lotus feet of the maidservants of Vrindavan. CC Madhya 14.222.
অল্প বৃক্ষ লতার যাহা সহযোগ বন পুষ্প ফল বিনা কেহ না মাগে অন্য ধন
Vrindavan is a natural forest of desired trees and creepers, and the inhabitants do not want anything but the fruits and flowers of those desired trees. CC Madhya 14.223.
অনন্ত কামধেনু তাহা ফিরে বনে বনে দুগ্ধ মাত্র জ্ঞান কেহ না মাগে অন্য ধনে
In Vrindavan, there are cows that fulfill all desires, bracket Kamadhenus, and their number is unlimited. They graze from forest to forest and deliver only milk. The people want nothing else.
So here, Adamala is describing the opulence of the Vrindavan forest.
So here, Swarup Damodar is describing the opulence of the Vrindavan forest.
It's like an ocean,
It's like an ocean,
and the opulence of Dwarka and Vaikuntha not like just like a drop.
and the opulence of Dwaraka and Vaikuntha are just like a drop.
Krishna never leaves Vrindavan.
Krishna never leaves Vrindavan.
That is it. Something why.
That is shown here why. CC Madhya 14.224.
সহজ লোকের কথা যাহা দিব্য গীত সহজ গমন করে জয়ছে নৃত্য প্রতীত
In Vrindavan, the natural speech of the people sounds like music, and their natural motion resembles a dance. CC Madhya 14.225.
সর্বত্র জল যাহা অমৃত সমান চিদানন্দ জ্যোতি সাধ্য যাহা মূর্তিমান
The water in Vrindavan is nectar, and the Brahma Jyoti effulgence, which is full of transcendental bliss, is directly perceived there in its form.
So Damodar is describing the hitherto understood opulence of Vrindavan.
So, Swarup Damodar is narrating the relative ununderstood opulence of Vrindavan. CC Madhya 14.226.
লক্ষ্মী যিনি গুণ যাহা লক্ষ্মীর সমান কৃষ্ণ বংশী করে যাহা প্রিয় সখী কাজ
The gopis there are also goddesses of fortune, and they surpass the goddess of fortune who abides in Vaikuntha. In Vrindavan, Lord Krishna is always playing his transcendental flute, which is his dear companion.
And then now Lord Krishna plays on his flute,
So in Vrindavan, Lord Krishna plays on his flute,
which attracts all the devotees.
which attracts all the devotees.
In fact, attracts all living entities.
In fact, attracts all living entities.
This flute playing is especially power in Punjab.
So, in fact, his flute playing is especially prominent in Brajadam. CC Madhya 14.227.
বৃন্দাবন অবস্থিত বস্তুর স্বরূপ ও বিচিত্র স্বভাব বর্ণন ব্রহ্মসংহিতা 5:56। শ্রীয় কান্তা কান্তা পরম পুরুষ কল্পতরব দ্রোমা ভূমি চিন্তামণি গণময় তয়মৃতম কথা গণং নাট্যং গমন বিবংশী প্রিয় সখী চিদানন্দ জ্যোতি পরমপি তদস্বতপি চ।
The damsels of Vrindavan, the gopis, are super goddesses of fortune. The enjoyer in Vrindavan is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. The trees there are all wish-fulfilling trees. And the land is made of transcendental touchstone. The water is all nectar. The talking is singing. The walking is dancing. And the constant companion of Krishna is his flute. The effulgence of transcendental bliss is experienced everywhere. Therefore, Vrindavan Dham is the only relishable abode. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. This is a quotation from the Brahma Samhita 5.56. CC Madhya 14.228.
বৃন্দাবনে ঐশ্বর্য বর্ণন ভক্তিরসামৃত সিন্ধু 2:173 ধৃত বিল্বমঙ্গল বচন চিন্তামণিরশ্চ ভূষণ মঙ্গন অনং শৃঙ্গার পুষ্প বস্ত্র সুরাগণ বৃন্দাবনে ব্রজধনং ননু কাম ধেনু বৃন্দানি চেতি সুখ সিন্ধুরহ বিভূতি।
The anklets of the damsels of Vrajabhumi are made of Chintamani stone. The trees are wish-fulfilling trees, and they produce flowers with which the gopis decorate themselves. There are also wish-fulfilling cows, Kamadhenus, which deliver unlimited quantities of milk. These cows constitute the wealth of Vrindavan. Thus, Vrindavan's opulence is blissfully exhibited. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. This verse by Bilvamangal Thakur is quoted in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 2.1.173.
When Krishna was in Dwarka,
When Krishna was in Dwaraka,
he was feeling great separation of Vrindavan.
he was feeling great separation from Vrindavan.
That's expressed in the Brihat Bhagavatamrita.
That is expressed in the Brihad Bhagavatamrita.
And so, actually, Bhagavatamrita Bhagavatamrita is a form of separation
So
of Vrindavan.
in fact, the form of Jagannath Baladev Subhadra is the form of feeling separation from Vrindavan.
So, Shiva's, he was appreciating the mood in Dwarka.
So he was appreciating the mood in Dwaraka.
Sudhamana appreciating the mood in
But Swarup Damodar is appreciating the mood in Vrindavan.
So, this is a great comparison, Krishna satisfies all his devotees.
So this is a great comparison. Krishna, he satisfies all the devotees.
But those who like opulence, he satisfies them by content Bhagavad.
So those who likes opulence, he satisfies them in Vaikuntha and Dwaraka.
Those appreciate his loving sweetness
But for those who appreciate his loving sweetness,
and they like Vrindavan.
they like Vrindavan Dham.
It's the kind of one's taste in either place.
So according to one's place, they go to that place.
But so down I was saying how Vrindavan is more opulent.
But Swarup Damodar is saying how Vrindavan is more opulent,
He cited examples.
and he said the examples. Thus ends this chapter entitled Comparing the Opulence of Goddess of Fortune and the Gopis of Vrindavan. Srivas Thakur and Swarup Damodar engage in friendly banter. Under the section, the performance of
Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Jagannath Maharaj. Please bless my mother. It's his birthday today.
Guru Maharaj is blessing us. Bhogoslavliya Yatras. Krishna Matirastu.
They're on internet is not good.
Okay, okay.
Okay, Guru Maharaj.
Hello.
Okay. Romi Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Happy birthday. Thank you for the wonderful offering. Thank you very much for joining. Next, we are going to Paramadas Prabhu. Hare Krishna Param Prabhu, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Thank you very much for joining. Wishing you a happy birthday. And Guru Maharaj is blessing all the devotees. Krishna Matirastu. Shriyatsa Prabhu, there's a meeting after this, right? There's a meeting after this, right? There's supposed to be a meeting after this, right? No? Say there's a meeting. Father சொன்னாங்க பிரபு கிட்ட கேளுங்க மீட்டிங் என்ன இருக்குன்னு கேட்டுருங்க. Okay.
Yeah, oh, that's
More 5 minutes. You can do more.
Okay, we'll do. Okay, marriage anniversary of Gauranga Ganeshwara Prabhu, Pani Puri and Dahi Vada. Both are also Guru Maharaj's favorite. Thank you for the wonderful offering. Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Thank you very much for wonderful offering. Hare Krishna.
okay. We go together.
Spotlight Guru Maharaj, please. கொஞ்சம் zoom வெளியே எடுங்க அப்பதான். Okay, so Guru Maharaj is blessing all of you, Manorama Mataji, Sitapati Prabhu, Kartik Prabhu, Priya Mataji, Param. Okay, okay, Manorama Mataji, you want to go on the list, Guru Maharaj, one by one? Okay. Guru Maharaj wants to go one by one, as much as can.
Okay.
No, give India.
Puja.
Okay, yes, Guru Maharaj, yes, we are going. Okay, Alhadini Rai Mataji, Kranti Prabhu, Anubhav Paul, Hema Sundari Gaurangi Mataji, Ujjwala Kalindi Mataji, Deeptiman, Ujjwal Nitai, Kalindi Sundari Mataji, sorry, not Ujjwal Kalindi Mataji, Ram Kanai Matharesh Prabhu, Sham Shri Prada Mataji, Patma Sakhi Mataji, Lalit Madhav, Lalit Keshava Prabhu, Sachi Sutta Prabhu, Harshita Sharma Mataji from New Delhi, Swarna Saha Mataji, Varshana Prabhu, Jalangi, Guru Maharaj's dear Shiksha daughter Mataji, Shri Nam Radha Mataji, Pavancha Keda Hal Tav Mataji. அடிச்சிடுங்க சொல்றேன். Krishna Ramananda Prabhu, Bagunara. Okay, good. Ramarupa Mataji. Oh,
I think they are supposed to join another meeting.
There's another meeting, Srila Guru Maharaj.
Saroja Madhav and his team, Nanban team. Saroja Madhav and the Nanban team. Saroja Madhav too has arranged a meeting with his
Avinanda Krishna Prabhu, Yamneshwari Mataji, எப்படி இருக்கீங்க? Okay, enjoy your chanting, Prabhu. Okay, who else we have?
Russian.
Oh, Russian, please. Please see.
Гуру Бхарат благословляет всех. Спасибо большое, что присоединились. Харе Кришна.
Hare Krishna. Vrindavan Sundari Mataji, Hare Krishna. Apa kabar? Ganga Mai Mataji, Hare Krishna. Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Lakshmi Priya Sundari. Vaja Lakshmi is there, check. Yeah, they closed the door, Guru Maharaj. Vaja Lakshmi is there. Kanta, Kanan, Vijay Namavaram Prabhu, Utkarshini Simantini Mataji, Vraja Lakshmi Mataji, Mahananda Chaitanya Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Okay. Rama Bhakti Mataji, எப்படி இருக்கீங்க? Hema Sundari Mataji, Rama Rupa Gaur Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Bhakti Parayani Mataji, Narayana Gauranga Prabhu, Harsha Radhika Mataji, K. Rani Mataji, Kapli Rani Mataji, Sudevi Rani Mataji, Praladeshwar Prabhu, Vamsidhari Mataji, Bhakta Brian Prabhu. Okay. Prasanna Prabhu, Sheshapati Govinda Prabhu, Balaji Prabhu. There is one marriage anniversary there. Okay, Nirmala Kamala Mataji, Tustanandaraj Prabhu, Leela Mai Gaurangi Mataji, Natalia Mataji, ¿cómo está? Bhakti Shakti Mataji, Mathura Mohan Prabhu, Guru Maharaj is blessing both of you. Okay. Kolavesha Sridhar Prabhu. Okay, Rani, okay. Okay, Kamala Nandini, Indira Janava Mataji, Tuladeshwar Prabhu, Vamsidhari Mataji. Okay, Kolavicha Sridhar Prabhu, Shri Nam Radha Mataji. Oh, she has made the Sindhi aloo fry. Jayrasishwari Mataji, we'll never leave you. We'll never forget you. Okay. Русский.
Ударя Лила Матаджи, Харе Кришна, спасибо, что присоединились. Рада Рупи Матаджи, спасибо, что присоединились. Мантра Нандини. Матаджи, Гурмахарадж благословляет вас, Кришна Притика, Радха Матаджи.
Гуру Махарадж благословляет вас.
Махарадж благословляет вас.
Благословляет вас.
Махарадж благословляет вас. Спасибо, что присоединились.
Okay. Sudhevi Rani Mataji. Shyam Sundar Srinivas Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Vagunara, Akshay Swaminathan Mataji, thank you for the dosa. Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Bhagyashri Mataji, Hare Krishna. Dr. Somarara Mataji, thank you for the hot milk. Gaurpriya Sachimata Mataji, Enginende, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Janani Mataji, Nanan Prabhu from Bangalore, thank you for the sweet. Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Kripa Sindhu Raghunath Prabhu Dan. Raseshwari Susevini Mataji, thank you for the sandwiches. Rama Bhakti Mataji from Tiruvallur. Amala Manjari Mataji, Tapashini Yashoda Mataji, and Narayanan Prabhu, blessings to all of you. Ananda Vishaka Mataji, Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Anandini Sita Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Radhika Ruparani Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Aswashena Govinda Prabhu, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Anuradha Guru Sevani Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Which one, Guru Maharaj? Okay, spotlighting, please. Oh, wife is there. Okay, Jayanti Mala Mataji, Hare Krishna. Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Devacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Guru Maharaj ki jai, Gaur Premanande Hari Hari.